I'm Sarah, and this is another video with ParentTube, and this video is about incorporating speech and language into bath time with your child. So it just shows that if you think you may not have time to practice speech and language at home, you really can incorporate it into some activities that you're doing every day. So I'm going to give you some tips right now. So the first tip is to label objects. So once the water's run and the bathtub is full and there's no more noise from that, you can start labeling objects with your child as he or she sits in the tub or as he or she is getting in. So you could label everything from the washcloths, the toys, the sponges, the soap, the shampoo, the conditioner, the water itself, everything. It's all about expanding your child's vocabulary and just introducing them to these words that they may have never heard before or they may have missed. And just the repeated exposure is just wonderful for them, and they'll start using the words as well once you label those objects for them. And you could use the words by themselves, or you could use the words in sentences too, and just be cognizant of doing that. So the second tip is to label actions, and I've said this before in previous videos, but really label every action you do, and there's so much you're doing in the bath, whether it's washing or pouring water or splashing. That's fun. Label the splashing. Squeezing the rubber ducky, squeezing the washcloth, swimming in the bath. There's so many action words that you can label, and you could use the words themselves and again, or use them in sentences, but no matter what you do, as long as you're using them and exposing those words to your child and having your child use those words, it's just a great way to incorporate speech into bath time. So something else along those lines that you can do, another tip, is to use adjectives. Talk about how your child's feeling in the bathtub. If the child's old enough, you could ask them how they feel. You can make the question simple. Is the water hot or is it cold? How does the soap feel on your skin? What do you do with that toy? Asking them to use adjectives and describe, that's a great way to have your child begin to use his or her speech. Another tip is to use books in the bath, and that I have one right here, just a water book. But I'm sure you can get these in the store. This book is great because it's called the Water Playbook, and it has the Ling 6 speech sounds, the e, sh, s, oo. So this is a special book that is really great. I think it's from Advanced Bionics that you could use, and there'll be another video in the ParentTube series about the Ling 6 sounds if you're not familiar with that. But really, just any water book or any book that you don't mind getting wet, it's great. It would be great to read in the bath. There are many bath books, again, like I said, that you can get, and your child can look at the pictures and also begin to make up stories or read to you, or you could read to him or her, and that's great because it's also right before bedtime. So you could read the book there, and if that's not something you want to do, like I say in all the videos, like these are just a lot of tips that you can do, but even if you're just doing one of these things, that's wonderful, and that's a way that you're still incorporating speech and language into that everyday activity. So lastly, the last tip I'll give you for bath time is you can just to really start talking with your child. Maybe you could recall the day's events while you're in the bath. It doesn't have to be, a silent activity, just to get talking while you're doing it. And something great to do is if you ask questions where you kind of know the answer. So maybe if they had lunch with you today, what did you have for lunch? And that way, if they're stuck on a word or need help remembering, you'll have the answer, so you could give them hints or prompts to give their answers. But you could, of course, ask them things about school as well. It's just a great way for them to use their language and make this everyday activity a means for using speech. So I just wanted to give you a few tips today on that, and there'll be more videos in the future on how you can incorporate speech and language into everyday activities. And like I say, if you have any questions at all, feel free to comment below and I'll make sure to answer them. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good day.